You're on a path with the steroid use that's going to lead you to kidney failure, cardiac failure, and stroke.
Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to another episode of Botched Girly Wigs.
Time for a brow lift.
This is, in fact, a plastic surgery revision show, if you like, that has swiftly become one of my favourites to cover here on the Chanel because we see a huge range of stories, some of which are relatable, some of which are completely bonkers, and some of which at the end make you go, oh, isn't that nice? Oh, it's nice. We don't really see a lot of that's nice here, do we? No, don't tell the bride.
Naughty mummy.
More like don't tell the pig. Well, my lovelies, I think we should just get right into it today, shouldn't we? Yes. Make sure you're sitting down comfortably. Grab yourself a beverage. Today it's pink energy for me. I'm a little bit cold. Lots of things are in the wash, so we get black t-shirt galore today. I look like I'm going for a shift at Mac. Sorry, it's out of stock. No, lipstick colour out of stock. No, sorry. We are, in fact, discontinuing your favourite product, and it's out of stock. That's all you have to learn to say there. No, I did enjoy my time there. Anyway, what am I talking about? Make sure you're sitting comfortably, grab yourself a beverage, pop your little hanger right into your botched hole, and let's watch Botched.
The absolute symbol of beauty in an urban environment.
Oh, I want to be sexy. I want to get goiter. I want to be perfect, girls. This always reminds me of, like, the, is it Jean-Paul Gaultier Gazette? Or was it John Galliano? I think it was John Galliano. Oh, let's get them mixed up. Right,
I'm
Botched
Lauren
girls.
Powers, and I'm known as the Muscle Goddess. And
Oh, we've got Juice Queen. Love a Juice Queen. Hello, Lauren. Hello, how you doing? How much trenbolone sandwiches do you eat?
A sensible 74.
the Muscle Goddess.
She's a muscle
and I need to
goddess.
fix
Oh, I bet
my
the boys are
breasts.
like,
I've had about 10 surgeries on these puppies.
10 surgery
and my
breasts.
nipples are like sitting up here,
oh dear.
and they're supposed to be here. Not only do I want to fix my breasts, but my neck has always bothered me. Being so lean and fit without body fat, it sags more.
Yes.
I got really strong to become a firefighter.
Oh!
I was a reserve and volunteer at 2 different fire departments, but I got discriminated against for being female. In hindsight, they did me a favor because it pushed me to be a heavyweight bodybuilder.
Okay.
I look this extreme because I like it. I like the way it feels. I like the power and the strength and the confidence. And most women are like, I would never want to look like that. And I'm like, sweetheart, never in a million years. Don't worry about it.
Yes, because you do have to do certain things in order to get to a body shape like this. So, there is something quite interesting about bodybuilders in America. America? Why did I say it like that? In America. So, testosterone or exogenous testosterone, regardless of what form that actually takes, is illegal, I believe, to take in America. It might even be illegal to possess. So, American bodybuilders are very, very, very highly unlikely to admit to taking PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. Whether that is exogenous testosterone or otherwise. Now, for me, I have to admit, I am partial to a Juice Queen.
I'm going to cream.
I know that her look is probably quite shocking to a lot of people. To me, I think I must be desensitized to it because I'm just like, you go, sis. You do what you want out of this world. As long as you are not harming anyone else. Who is anyone else to tell you what you should or shouldn't do with your body? As long as you're not harming yourself, of course, as well. Which, unfortunately, does go beyond, like, recreational use into addiction of almost any substance, actually. Then I think there should be some inner workings done, but that's neither here nor there. We've just started, so let's listen to Lauren's story.
I was very competitive at a very early age, whether it's sports, scholastic, you name it, I have to win it.
Scholastic, I don't know what that
In
is.
10th grade, I grew almost a foot and 40 double Ds, and all the guys were always looking at my breasts
double
and not
Ds.
my face. So I got my first breast reduction
Ah.
at 18. I realized I was botched immediately. The nipples were going east and west. I had scars all the way around, so I had to have it again. Then they weren't big enough, so then I had another set. Then I had another set. I kept going bigger.
She's
because
giving very,
my
like,
muscles kept getting big.
almost a little bit like extreme androgyny vibes, like body modifications to reduce certain sexual characteristics, which is a very personal choice, isn't it? I understand people wanting to get surgery for, let's say, like a breast reduction because their breasts are so big, and it's like a what's the word? A hindrance to daily life? I almost am getting a sense here. I might be overstepping the line, might be. No, don't do other people's thinking for them. I'm getting a very like androgyny vibe from Lauren here. Almost like she obviously likes a more strong characteristic and a more strong, almost a little bit mask presentation. So maybe that also is latently involved in a breast reduction surgery. Don't come for me, non-binary queen.
What are they gonna do? Gonna shoot me? I doubt it.
My muscles keep getting bigger and my shoulders are broad, but big on big is too masculine looking.
So there is a balance. So she does
I've
want
had
a
several
balance.
relationships through the years. I've been with men, I've been with women,
Oh!
but now at
She's
52,
sampled
I'm
the
hoping
buffet.
to soften things up with my outer appearance and to attract a man.
Right.
A lot of guys are intimidated by me or threatened by me. I mean, I've run into it all. Trying to date lately, it's just been a nightmare. When people look beyond my biceps and get to know who I am, they realize that I'm a pretty cool chick.
I know you're going.
Oh, that's nice. See, there is something about like, I know people don't really like to say it, but there are, what's the word here that I'm going to use? Not leagues, but like there is a matchmaker category, if you like, when it comes to finding the one, shall we say. Your vibe attracts your tribe, doesn't it? I don't know what kind of man she wishes to attract, but I know for a fact there are like tiny little men that are like, oh, mummy, crush me. And then there are bodybuilding men who wish to date a bodybuilding chick who is perhaps into the same sort of like lifestyle as they are. So I think there is someone for everyone out there. It's a case of like understanding what kind of a relationship you want and how to even meet someone that might fulfill that role. Does that make sense? No. Gosh, territory untreaded here on the Chanel, my girls.
I know you're going through a stage to soften up, and it's not to just attract men.
No,
It's just
never.
attracting the guy
The right guy.
that you want.
Little
They like
goodbye.
back. They like me, but I gotta like them back.
Right.
This
Does she want to
person is a
crush someone's
bodybuilder,
skull with her
okay?
thighs
She's had
or
a lot
not,
of
is the
breast
question, I
surgeries
suppose.
with implants. Let me show you
Please do that.
what's going on with her.
Before we do that, my loves, I think it's time for a top comment from the last episode of Botched Girly Wigs. And that is by Tom's AutoCAD Studio 6446. I remember using AutoCAD way back in high school, might I say. I had to extrude a donut.
Disgusting!
And they say, we have to remember that this show is Dubro's community service. And I completely agree because he worked on The Swan and Bridalplasty and even wanted to create another show called something like The 7-Year Stitch. Something like this, where couples were going to go and get like full body plastic surgery makeovers. And this was quite recent. And I think the times have moved on from extreme plastic surgery reality TV shows, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. Because sometimes these producers, they do push people to make decisions they wouldn't want to make it otherwise.
Why aren't you making it to the planet?
What's going on with her?
What's going on here? Well, hello. What's going on here then, Corb Limey?
What's going on here then?
Oh, whoa.
Oh, she looks strong.
Probably stronger than the two of us combined. Wait,
She's not stronger than me. She might be stronger than you.
Oh, here we go again.
What if she calls you a girly man?
What if
Actually,
she
can I ask you
does,
a
then
question?
what?
Do you actually sit at home and write down these one-liners that you do all the time? You practice them?
I actually don't practice anything. I live in the moment. You live in the mirror. I live in the moment.
Okay, right. No, we do have a laugh, don't we? Yeah, go have a wacky carol.
Here's Miss Powers and Lisa.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Hey.
Gosh, she certainly does command a presence in the
Lauren
room, doesn't
walks
it?
in the-
I wonder if a producer was like, why don't you go in there and go, oh, give him this one. Look at that. Look at the difference. Like, get men out of women's sports. You've got to laugh or you'll die, won't you, girl? It's true.
Oh, I like that, Flex.
Lauren walks in the room with these enormous 15-inch biceps.
And you creamed your hole.
Good heavens.
Work out?
Never.
No, this is all natural.
I'm actually a 10-time overall champion in the fitness industry.
You're pretty shredded.
That's your favorite
Champion,
word.
that's
Shredded.
Shredded.
She's
shredded
shredded.
and ripped.
Yeah,
Well, that's
you
what he
are
thinks.
ripped.
He keeps saying that he's shredded all the time.
Who works out the most?
Actually, no, he is working out now a lot more than I am.
Yeah, it's obvious. Well, I mean, look at it. Right? I mean, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure that one out.
I think that Terry is jealous and wish he had muscles like mine. Maybe we got to work out together and we just got to put this to rest one way
Why
or
don't you
the
just
other.
have a kiss
So how
and
many
get it
breast
over
surgeries
with?
have you had?
I've had 10.
10?
Yeah, you know, I've had nipples up around my ears.
Your nipples have been very high.
Very high.
So they were higher than they are now, obviously.
They were. And the goal is, doctors, now to kind of transform my whole overall appearance to be more
Oh
of a
no, don't
feminine
go on the
look.
swan.
The neck would be great if we could lift that up and tuck it in.
And attract the boys.
I'm still single.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Lauren's single, Paul's single, she's got breasts, he's got breasts. That might be a match made in heaven there. So we have to ask.
Very, very inclusive insults here in the studio.
Let's talk about steroids.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about
What?
So we have to ask, because we need to know for health reasons. Got to talk about steroids.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about steroids.
Well, I'm a big advocate of human growth hormone. I've been taking growth since 2000,
HGH.
something like that.
Human growth hormone reduces the amount of body fat you have and increases your muscle mass. It's
And
nothing
your
like
bone
steroids,
density.
and you can safely do an operation on someone like that.
I'm not a big fan of some of the harder drugs.
So no anabolic steroids?
Not so much. I really don't need to.
So none?
Okay, I am going to be a little bit mean here, but I also understand that this is an American TV show in America, and if she says yes, she could easily be prosecuted.
Scandalous.
I will take that with a pinch of salt because anabolic just means building. And there are certain classes of injectable PEDs that don't necessarily fall under anabolic, but do the same thing. So it's all the magic of the words, isn't it? Magic of the words. For example, there are things like SARMs, which aren't technically steroids, but they sort of are at the same time. Does that make sense? Selective androgen receptor modulators, I believe they're called. But yes. Oh dear, right. Okay, science time, girly wigs.
So none or a little bit in the past?
You know, not so much.
Let's go have a look. Yeah?
Ready?
Oh, I feel like that was very
Lauren
awkward.
says
You
she
could almost see immediately that she felt a little bit like, I can't admit to saying this, but like, I need them to know kind of thing. I do find it interesting. The conversation around steroid use in female bodybuilding is quite, it's quite a tentative subject, actually. If I put on my like little thinking hat here, because if you think about cross-sex hormones, which is essentially HRT, it's almost like accidental transition in a way. Because if you look at this lady and you think, you know, she has done steroids to build her body mass, to build her strength and muscle, and with that naturally comes masculine characteristics such as a squarer jaw, broader shoulders, the traditionally secondary sexual characteristics we associate with assigned male at birth. You can also flip that on its head. And if for some reason you got an assigned male at birth person to just do copious amounts of estrogen, and almost they might ask the question then, well, why do I have these gorgeous, voluptuous breasts and soft, supple skin?
Oh, wasn't there egg on my tits?
It is kind of accidental transition without necessarily being trans, if that makes sense. Cross-hormone therapy will transition your body whether or not your mind is trans. What a difficult conversation we're having today, my lovely. Accidental transgender. The worst kind. No. I love my juice queens and my estrogen fairies. I see you out there.
Femboys.
Lauren says she only takes human growth hormone and not steroids. I want to believe her, except human growth hormone by itself doesn't typically make a person look that muscular. Either way, it's dangerous to abuse them and use them in any circumstance without medical supervision.
So let's just
Yes, I do agree that, but he is a doctor. He's going to say this.
So let's just
as long as you get
take
your
a
blood
peek.
tests and your body's checked.
So this is what you were talking about, these little muscle bands?
Crazy, and the bands. I'm judged so quickly by my outer appearance.
Feel this cheek real quick. And those cheeks are natural?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically if you feel almost like there's new bony growth on top of that?
This is all growth hormone related. You have grown bone on top of bone.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lauren's face is self-botched. When you touch her skin, you can tell that it got a lot thicker because of the human growth hormone. No amount of cutting back on growth hormones or working out is going to fix this. Her only option
It's
is surgery.
irreversible.
What stands out...
Cross-sex hormones are irreversible. Blockers, however, entirely reversible.
The option is surgery.
What stands out to me, the overall size, it just looks too much. So if we can downsize that, that would be very helpful. And then your nipples are too high. So if we can do something to, look how much better that rests.
I'm going to have to completely blur this, but her chest has an appearance more like pecs than what we would traditionally associate with like breasts. So breasts are almost like rounded and they have that curve underneath that's quite characteristic of something that you would associate with being soft. Whereas pecs have almost more of a structure, like a structured line. If you draw them in like cartoon form or whatever, you usually draw breasts as like a circle or as like a half circle, whereas pecs are more like a, what do you call this one? No, not a dodecahedron. What's it called? Physics.
I think that goes in
the circle.
The square hole.
So yes, her chest does resemble more like a structured form of pec rather than a soft form of like breast tissue, as we would traditionally think of like sexual characteristics, secondary sexual characteristics anyhow.
That
see that right there looks great.
Yeah, so if we can do that, I think we can make
tucking it up
significant
into that
improvements here.
rounded
Lauren has got a
characteristic.
botched situation where implants are very low and they're very scarred. I think she'll look much more feminine with a smaller pair of implants that are put up higher in a better position. I think we can help her, don't you?
I think we can help you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They both agreed
Gold
to give
lipstick.
me a more feminine look, to get my man, of course. So I'm very excited.
So then I have a question for you. Just again, looking at it, I'm just curious, who looks stronger to you?
You know what? I think the only way to settle this is arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Not an arm wrestle, you might break her bone.
Arm wrestle. You and I.
I say you arm wrestle her.
You'd whip them.
Terry, I'm not gonna arm wrestle you. I don't want to hurt these hands, my friend.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren.
Oh, I'm stronger than you.
Oh
I love
no,
it.
Oh
this
my
is
gosh.
how I know
you're
someone
stronger than you.
who did a pec tear.
Hey, you break
And then
my
a bicep
hand.
tear.
Let's do it after sure, right?
Simply no.
I need me.
Careful, girly wigs.
Great fun, huh?
Darling.
All right.
Even her
I'm
hands are strong.
Catella Dash.
Oh,
and I'm
hello,
obsessed
James
with looking like a blow-up
Mansfield.
doll.
Right, Cadella
I was
Dash,
born a
the
male,
blow-up doll.
but-
I'm sorry. Okay, right. Absolute MySpace queen here. What does she want? She wants to go on the Swan, does she? Let's hear.
I'm Catella Dash, and I'm obsessed with looking like a blow-up doll. I was born a male, but I knew I wanted to be a female
Oh, we
when I was
got
about
Battle
4
of the
years old.
here today.
When I played with toys, I
Okay,
played with
right.
Barbie
We've got a
dolls,
Barbie queen.
and it would
Human
just
Barbie
make me
queen.
feel like that's what I want to look like, that ultimate blonde-haired, big-breasted, skinny legs, big hips, big lips, big blue eyes look. I want to
Okay.
look like that.
A human
When
doll.
I was in school, they made so much fun of me. They called me gay, femme, queen, queer. It was
And
hard.
now, those are all beautiful compliments. Gay, femme, queer, queen. Like, great. You could hear that on repeat. In fact, that actually, there you go. Have it as a song. Gay, femme, queer, queen. Tens across the wig, some might say. Not I, though. I stand with Meta. Oh, foul. What a timeline we're in. What sort of regressive, absolute bullshit timeline are we in? Grow up.
Gay, femme, queen, queer. It was hard.
Yes, it is hard to grow up.
Bring me back to
as
a
queer
warm,
person.
safe,
Oh, she's quite the
sheltered
standout, isn't
place.
she?
This is my favorite store. I go to sex stores just to look at the blow-up dolls. It just makes me feel like I'm in a candy store.
Oh my goodness, shriek. Okay, that's okay. I wouldn't say that's quite maybe what you want to look.
I don't want to be natural at all.
Sure.
I just want to look totally plastic. My first surgery was my boob job. 6 months later, I had my eyes done, my nose.
Your eyes done? What did you have done to your
my
eyes?
lips, my breasts again, and my full sex reassignment surgery. But I think my nose looks like a pig. My breasts are botched. I have a double bubble where you can see my real breasts over the implants. This is my ultimate look right here.
Oh, so she's had something kind of similar to what I did. I had my implants done under the muscle, and sometimes in certain cases, that's just not, doesn't look right. It only really works if you have like a smaller implant. Oh dear, so we're gonna have some revision here today, girly wigs.
This is my ultimate look right here.
Oh yes, twinsies, twinning girly wig.
Her mouth, I love it. I would like to get my lips pushed out permanently And I'm thinking about getting my ribs removed because I think blow-up sex dolls have that exaggerated curved-in waist.
Okay, but we might need to do some inner revealing inner work to say perhaps why.
I have a JJ to be that pink.
Okay. Sometimes I do have to stop and think about myself and go, this is my job. How did we get here, girly wigs? Oh, dear. Gotta have a laugh. Gotta have a laugh, otherwise you just die.
Darlings, have you tried
death? I want to be perfect, girl. Right, who do we have here? Lauren Wig.
Surgery day.
Hello. Big Teddy Lauren on the internet. Oh, she doesn't drink? Yes. That's quite normal for a bodybuilder, isn't it? 8 shots of whiskey backstage, get your it.
Harley today, so what better way to get here than a limo?
A limo.
My girls, a posse.
Your passata. Look at that curl in that hair. She was like, I've come directly from Dyson to do this
for my
interview.
Big send off into becoming the new Lauren Powers.
Okay.
Hey. So, Dr. Mess, your anesthesiologist extraordinaire, we're talking, so you have some abnormalities in your labs. When was the last time you took any steroids?
It's been a while.
Define while.
2 months, maybe.
So medically, that's relatively short.
It's never a good idea not to come clean with your potential surgeon.
Consider the Anavar steroid.
So it's an oral steroid. So whether it's an oral steroid or an IV, yeah.
They need it. That means yes.
Yeah.
Right. Steroids can inhibit the steroid-producing organs in your body. And if you stress them from surgery, it can be very dangerous and potentially deadly. So you are on steroids, okay? Which is fine that we know that. Steroids should only be used under a doctor's supervision.
Oh,
in Lauren's case, she's taking them without proper medical indication and is causing great harm to her body.
There's also some other health things to go over your labs with you.
These steroids are causing you a problem. It's pretty clear that you're on a path with the steroid use that's going to lead you to kidney failure, cardiac failure, and stroke.
Gosh,
for sure.
Here we go.
Because
see, this is where it crosses the line from recreational use to, dare I say, addiction. But let me just say to you, somebody who has won 10 bodybuilding awards, they're not just doing what like someone in the gym might be. They're doing like top tier, should we say. And therein where lies the issue, because I have dated men that do this. And I am still of the opinion it is up to you what you do to your body, but I also do feel like there is a limit to how far you can push the body. There absolutely is. And there's also a limit to how far you can push those around you. One of the most infamous bodybuilders that passed away in the most recent years is Rich Piana. And you can tell from the way that his face looks, from the way that his body looks, that he was on quite the cocktail. And that is quite often used as a warning to other people, is that level of use, it is an addiction.
Because of the stress of surgery, we're going to give her an extra dose of intravenous steroids to protect her from going into steroid withdrawal.
Interesting.
I have some serious concerns about Lauren abusing steroids and the long-term effects they could have on her post-operative recovery.
Interesting that she's allowed that to be on TV. Interesting. I wonder if there was like legal repercussions or something. Oh, just don't know, girly wigs. Right, Lauren's surgery.
So the reason...
Why does my... What is disconnecting and reconnecting? Which USB is at fault here? Which one is it? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Who's bibbly bobbly, bib bobbling... existed. Death! Hello? Okay, there we go. What was that all about? Oh, absolute nightmare, girl!
So the reason Lauren has had so many problems with her implants is because she takes steroids, which thins her skin, and she has very large implants, which
Does it
stretches
thick or
out
thin
that thin
her skin? You said
For
earlier
Lauren's
it
surgery
thickens the
today,
skin.
we'll perform 2 procedures. For her breast surgery, I'll start off by removing her old implants and tightening up the breast pocket. Then I'll reinforce the pocket with mesh and add in 2 smaller implants. For her neck lift and facelift, Paul will start by making an incision next to the hairline, beginning at the temple down the outside of her ear, and continuing the incision behind the ear, creating what looks like an upside-down horseshoe. From there, he'll pull up the skin to tighten and soften the jawline.
Is that a full facelift or is that a mid lift?
All right, let's take out the implants and see what they look like. Wow. Huge.
Big implant.
It looks she has very little breast tissue. Lauren's breast skin is very thin. There's very little breast tissue. There's a ton of scar tissue in there, and it's sort of a surgical mess. Okay, let's put the stratus in. Ah, here it is. It's like $5,000 for this. So basically, we're gonna put it on her like an internal bra, a sling. Stratus is like mesh, but it's made from pig skin. It's designed to reinforce the wall of the breast to prevent the implant from falling down into the
Somebody
abdomen.
else used
It's like a bacon bra.
A bacon bra. We're not doing a bacon bra.
She had 800cc implants. We put in 650cc implants. They're smaller.
800cc. 800cc. She had 800cc implants? That's more than double what I have. That's bonkers to me. And they've put 650 back in, which is still, you know, nearly double me.
They're smaller.
Oh, I hope
they're
she's
still very
happy
full.
with
They're
them.
more
I hope she's
manageable,
happy
but the
with them.
pockets are adjusted really nicely. This should be a great result.
Yeah.
Real surgeon on deck.
Hey, hello you all.
How are you?
What is happening?
You know,
What
she's
is the
on
tea, honeybee?
Steroids. Despite what she said, she's been taking steroids up to 2 months ago.
We don't want
This is very
patients
light.
taking anabolic steroids before surgery. As long as these steroids have not stressed out the tissue, Lauren should be fine. The most important part to Lauren is improvement of her neck. She wants to get a nice feminine neck. So we're making the incision on the left side of the face. From her skin, though, I have to tell you right now, though, Terry,
Yes.
I don't know what it was down there, but there's no fat at all.
Yeah.
One of the things that was different today was from the steroid use, there was almost no facial fat.
Yes.
So basically, I have to be really careful when I'm doing my dissection because we don't
Hence
have a lot
the
of
name
margin for error.
shredded.
I have skin, and then the deep muscles, and something called the parotid gland, and all the nerves of the face. All right, so I think this is a nice
You
enough
do
lift for her
actually
neck.
need fat in the body
Yeah.
to survive quite nicely.
It's
Oh,
really
right,
good.
here we go.
Let's put the dressing on.
Now we just have to get her to recover.
Salad dressing.
All right?
Exactly.
All right.
Let's have that discussion with her about steroids.
We will. All right, I'll keep a close eye on her.
Yes, no, I agree.
Good job, guys.
But she's not going to listen because she's a 10-time bodybuilding champion. Like, those people, they know the risks and they're willing to take them.
Welcome
That's
to
the
Makeup.
difference, isn't it? You can be informed of all the risks, but if you still want to do it, it happens, doesn't it? It happens. We see it not just with steroids, we see it with all sorts of different types of addiction.
Welcome to Makeup
Eyelashes.
Andy. Nice
A
to meet you.
wig.
Do you want to have some champagne?
Absolutely.
Champagne blow-up doll.
Well, it takes a lot of money to look like a blow-up sex doll. I go to salons
As
with my
Dolly said, takes a lot of
extensions,
money
get
to
my
look this
roots
cheap.
colored, to get facials, to get manicures, and I go to salons to get my eyelash extensions. I just
This
want to look
almost feels a
totally
little bit like a
plastic.
drag character in a way.
So let's talk a little bit about the look you're going for with the lashes.
Absolutely.
They're in faux minks. We have all different curls, lengths, volume,
I was going to ask
colors.
why she didn't
I'm going
have
for just the
lashes on.
exaggerated fake blow-up doll sex look.
Well, these
Well, there you go, directly to the point. Off she pops.
Can.
okay. This is my first blow-up doll look, so I will try my best.
My regimen takes about 4
Stuttering.
hours every day, putting on makeup, taking bubble baths, doing my hair, pouting in the mirror like this.
Like, oh, it's so
I can do
exaggerated.
that for an hour.
I do think perhaps a characterization is at play here.
A little bit of your makeup off. Is it going to be okay? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and close.
Pouting,
I sleep with my makeup on.
You do? Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Makeup on.
Go ahead and close.
I sleep with my makeup on.
I sleep with
You
my
do?
makeup on. I thought she was going to say, I don't have
I
any
just
makeup.
put a new layer when I wake up.
You're lucky you don't break out. I would break out if I did that.
I'm constantly purchasing cosmetics and fragrances. I go through a makeup compact every 3 days and lip glosses maybe every 2 days.
Do you have a significant other?
Nobody can handle me.
No one can handle you.
They say I'm high maintenance, and that's not true.
You don't think so?
I don't think I'm maintenance enough.
Okay, honey, you're almost done. I just
Honestly,
dried you,
absolute
so
queen.
let me
This,
get you the
when this
mirror.
aired on TV,
Who
people have
wants
been
it?
like, oh my God, alert the press.
Big-breasted, sexy, blonde-haired, blow-up doll with big, pouty suction cup
God,
lips.
we're getting big pussy energy. Big
They're
puss.
beautiful.
They're a bit basic, aren't they?
I'm glad you like them.
Is she getting surgery, or are we just following her get eyelash extensions on Botched?
I can't believe
Right,
it was
Lauren's
8.5
checking.
hours.
Oh, she's got the
Wow.
full,
like a female
facelift.
Rocky right now.
That's how I feel. Rocky, Wonder Woman. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. New life.
Leopard
new you.
print.
New life and new me, right?
Crazy.
I know, it's very exciting.
Hello, Lauren.
Hi.
We're ready for you.
It's the day after my surgery, and
Oh,
believe
they're
it or
going to be
not,
like, don't
I feel
take any
great.
more
It
steroids,
was
girl.
so
Get
bad.
off the trend. Put the sandwich
Wrap in a
down.
lovely helmet here.
Which, you know, they're doctors. That's what they're going to have to say.
My two favorite guys.
He looked a bit shocked. He was like, oh, God.
Fabulous.
Lauren's looking better than 99% of patients we do that much surgery on. She's a stud. This is just a quick wound check to make sure you're not having any problems.
Okay.
Now remember, I took your old implants out, okay? And then sewed up the pockets. Your skin was very thin down here.
I know.
And I put in 650s, which are still very large. So now Lauren has ample-sized 650cc implants. They're centered in the proper position. All is right in her breast world.
Do you want to give her a mirror now, or?
No.
She looks like she has the softest hair on
Dr.
humanity.
Bro doesn't want me to see my breasts now because he wants them to settle in and look better. So
We
no
didn't get to
peeking
see.
for me.
Oh,
Let's move
no
on to
peeking.
your face. Your skin is extremely thin.
Yes.
And there's no body fat at all.
No fat, no
on your face,
hydration.
which made it a little bit more challenging.
Oh my God.
So take a look. Remember your neck?
How'd you do that?
I think we nailed it. Lauren has a more feminine face, a more feminine body, an overall more feminine look.
So let me tell you one more thing about your tissue. When I was making a lot of my dissection, it was very difficult. And the blood supply I was worried about in certain areas.
How is he
And
going
a
to
lot of
broach
that is
this?
because now the anabolic steroid issue. So whether you've been on some recently or not, all I know is that it has done some damage already to your deeper tissue. At this point, especially after having all this, you can cause some problems. So make sure none of that is in the cards.
Lauren doesn't want to talk about her steroid use. No bodybuilders want to admit to abusing steroids. It's like plastic surgery in celebrities, isn't it? The other big deal
No.
with growth hormone is it causes
It
bone
is, in fact,
growth,
illegal.
right, in adults. You know, frontal bossing.
If you abuse it, yes.
No, just regular use, you know. If your main goal, one of your main goals is femininity and
Correct.
your bones grow and your head
No
starts to
GH.
grow further.
Not a good look.
It's not the greatest look, you know.
Feminization surgery.
Lauren, you said you wanted a softer, more feminine look, but you're abusing anabolic steroids. You're gonna throw all of our work out the window.
So just consider that. You know?
Done.
Interesting. I do wonder why then they brought her on this show if they're just basically here to be like, no, stop doing all that, stop it. Maybe that's in fact the reason. Maybe I should in fact put myself in their shoes and say, this is probably what they're doing. I wonder if she got a bit of backlash from the bodybuilding community for going on there, because this is 10 years old, 2014 era. Oh gosh, that's 11 years ago now, isn't it? Time it comes for us all.
Old maiden.
Still very hush, 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 hush to be openly talking about steroid use in professional bodybuilding. Nowadays, it's a bit less so because there's a lot of the conversations I see, like that come up on my Instagram, for example, are like, are you natty or not? And sometimes people are quite happy to say they're not. Interesting though, interesting. Oh,
We
hello.
have a very interesting patient today.
All right, here we
who
go.
may
Here we go,
need our
girly
help.
wigs.
This is a woman named Catella. Her goal is to look like a particular type of object.
Type of object?
She's had many, many procedures. You know
How do you find these patients?
They find us.
Do they actually think, since we do
'Cause you're on
reconstruction, that we're
TV,
gonna
girl.
make them look like an object?
Look, everyone's entitled to be fixed, right?
If there's a complication, yes.
Right, so we need to investigate whether what she's trying to pursue is reasonable.
I'm amazed that we're actually not going on a house call for this one.
Interesting.
Doctors, let me introduce you to our
Oh,
beautiful
here we
Katara.
go, girls. Hiya! East London
I'm
could
Dr.
never.
Ness.
Bailey
Catella
J.
Jones.
Who?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Terry DeBro, all right, nice to meet you.
Catella.
Who's your friend?
Obviously, production was like, why do you keep bringing in a sex doll, girl? Yeah, look, there she is. Lovely.
I see Catella walk in the door. I don't know if it's real, a joke that Terry did to me or something. I have no clue. Utterly shocking.
I'll put Catella too over here.
Hello. So seriously, you
What are
want
we
to look
watching?
like
What is
a
I want to
this?
doll.
look like her. She's my idol.
I'm not
Do I have to
judging.
blur her?
I'm just-
Yes!
Why?
When I first had gender reassignment surgery,
Yeah.
I wanted to look more feminine.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, what is the ultimate femininity? A plastic sex blow-up doll.
I mean, it isn't, but sure.
I would like Dr.
You
DeBro
go,
and
sis.
Dr. Nassif to tag team me because I would feel so pampered. I've had so much surgery to look like her.
Yeah.
Tag teaming in the doctor's
about
office.
80% there. I think if I got my lips done, my eyes made bigger and bluer, my breasts made bigger.
Okay.
My nose I had done 3 times.
Do you have an implant in your nose?
I do, and I don't like it. I want it thinned out. I want an itty bitty nose.
You do?
It's pretty thin right now.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not thin enough.
Are you having any particular problems with your breasts?
I have a double
we're
bubble.
getting
Do you
into
have any pain? Are they
wacky lady
hard?
territory,
I
aren't
think
we?
it's too small. I want to go from a 38H third to triple M.
The whole story of Catella wanting to be
Mummy.
like a blow-up doll,
Triple M.
there's still a part of me that doesn't believe it. But if it's real, she needs help. She really needs help.
Yes.
I've had
so what should we
doctors that
do?
will
Perhaps
decline doing
therapy
a lip
first.
lift on me because they said that food would dribble out of my mouth.
Oh, right.
Because it wouldn't close all the way.
Right.
I don't care.
You don't care if food
I'll
dribbles?
eat through a straw.
Okay, commit to the art, yes.
What have you had done to your
Is
eyes?
it ethical to do
Well,
this
I'm
to a
half
human?
Asian, so I had my eyes made enlarged. I had that done because I want them round, exaggerated with long eyelashes, with that big blank stare.
It's characterization,
My
surely.
dad is French.
I love fresh Vietnamese food, don't you?
Oh, don't you
Sorry,
love
what
pho?
was that?
My mom is Vietnamese and my dad is French.
I love
Okay.
fresh Vietnamese food, don't you?
Oh, don't you
Sure.
love pho?
Go for
I
it,
love
girl.
pho. Don't you love pho?
It's so yummy in my tummy.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
Isn't it good with the noodles and the soup and that spice? Don't you love pho? Okay, let's go have a look.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No,
Catella
don't say it.
obviously has issues, but
Stop
we
it,
can't
don't
say
say
no
no.
until we see what's going on.
Right.
Because if she's botched, I don't want to turn her away.
I'm gonna give you a little squeeze, okay?
Yes, what's actually happening? Okay.
So you have a little bit of a double bubble, but it's pretty minimal. For someone who's had multiple breast surgeries and who started out with no breasts, right? Your breasts look really good.
I don't believe that. I want M&M breast implants.
I think
I do see what she means.
You don't do that too, doctor. I don't want to have a patient flirt or do sexual innuendos with me. That's just very inappropriate.
I agree.
inject a little
Entirely
bit of
agree. I think that is so over the top and unnecessary.
breast situation, and if you go bigger, you risk developing a really bad problem. If Catella goes any larger, there's a real possibility she'll burst. Catella is not made of air. A pop here could be really dangerous.
Let me take a look at your nose. It's a big silicone implant.
See, it's big. You just said it's big.
No, the implant's big on the profile
Oh, I want a
aspect.
small.
But it has to be kind of big to give you the height that you wanted, right?
It's too piggish.
Ooh, yeah. The more we talk to Catella,
They are not
I
giving
think
her
she may
surgery.
in fact be a plastic doll. She doesn't want to hear anything we're saying.
So you know that we're reconstruction doctors. What we do is we take patients that have been botched and fix them. We also try to talk to patients about not doing something that's going to hurt them. So you have a silicone implant in there which is already too big. You don't have to do that with your lips anymore. So let me just talk to you so I can be serious.
subconscious.
I know, but I want to be serious for a minute, so let me just talk to you. Okay, so let's keep the lips closed for a minute now.
I don't think Dr. Nassif can handle me. I think that he's afraid of me, actually.
I'm worried about your nose.
Your
implant, which is made out of silicone, actually may pop through your skin and have an exposed implant.
So I'm just gonna say here, like, she's all fun, fresh, fierce, silly, and lovely in like The Office or in like the earlier parts of the show. As soon as you are in an environment where a professional is trying to teach you something and you're just going, per se, then I do think that that steps over the line from like silly fun silliness into like this is a little bit insulting now and actually quite offensive. So yeah, my enjoyment of this silliness is waning as the time goes on. They're not going to operate
implant,
on her,
which is
are
made
they?
out of silicone, is already pushing on your skin here. There's a likelihood in the future that it actually might pop through your skin and have an exposed implant. Once that happens, we have chronic problems. Catella is a catastrophe waiting to happen. I'm afraid that you have what we call an impending implant exposure. The same thing that would happen if you put in these triple huge implants. They're gonna stick out of your skin, and then you'll be ruined for the rest of your life.
We like you,
We just don't want you to injure
We just don't want you to have a problem.
100% you are going to injure yourself.
Yeah.
100%. What I'm worried about now is that some horrible doctor is going to give her what she wants. It's going to make her nose smaller.
Yes, this is
Going
part
to
of
give her
plastic
huge
surgery, isn't
breast
it?
implants, and it's going to damage her. Can I ask you a
Humans
favor?
cannot become
If I get someone that you can actually
sex dolls.
speak to, just a little somebody that a friend of mine, just to casually sit and listen to you and see where you're coming from, would you do that for me?
Maybe.
I hope Catella sees the psychologist I'm going to send her to. Someone's got to talk sense into her, because if she keeps going, she'll be destroyed. You know, you understand that some of these things, if you have an infection, you can die.
Worse than dying, I think, in your case, is that you'll never look like that again. You risk losing it all to go just a bit bigger.
It's not worth it.
I think the doctors were trying to scare me straight.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I would
it's
say.
like someone saying, don't
But
go
also
to the
reality,
candy
not
store and
scary.
get candy. But you want candy so bad that you still go to the candy store.
Maybe it's not the character. Oh dear. Oh, don't really like where the last 5 minutes of that also went, because yes, it's kind of like silly fun, silliness, but when it swiftly becomes not a characterization and you realize perhaps this person is genuinely living like this, it's not funny. We're no longer invited into the obscurity or the amusement, if you like. It is actually a problem. Right, who do we have next? Who's revealed now in front of the Swan Girls? Oh, yes, of course it is.
Today we're here at the Lauren Powers Classic. It's a fitness show. It's also my birthday. And
Is
my big
this
reveal.
hers? This is her fitness show.
Going into the
This is
surgeries,
her
I
one.
just wanted a more feminine look.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm excited to show everybody my new look.
Earring.
You should see me with
Oh, it's so
muscles,
pageantry, isn't it?
wear,
Bodybuilding is
fitness
pageantry
girl,
for
and now
straight
I come
people.
out in a gown and hair and makeup. It's exciting. I can't wait.
Although she is self-confessed
very
buffet variety lady.
Michael, and it's thrilling to know that I attract the male species.
That's her date.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Lauren Powers Classic. You've
Come
known
on,
her
girl.
as the 10-time bodybuilding champion, the muscle diva,
The muscle
woman who
diva,
made this all
girl.
possible, Lauren Powers.
Here she is, the lady of the evening. That is quite an impressive gown. Oh, her neck looks lovely.
Surgery.
Oh, he's
a turkey
obsessed.
neck.
He's like, yes.
And I was wearing my nipples up around my ears. with
Okay,
earrings.
yes,
After
I see
surgery,
exactly.
No more gobble gobble. My breasts are smaller, more girly, and the nipples are perfect.
Her neckline is crazy now. It's so
amazing.
like
I
tight.
really did work. She really has a softer, more feminine look to her.
It's true.
My beautiful girl.
Now with a new look, with the new breasts, the new face, new hair, all the makeup, the girly girl clothes, dating, you know, a new guy, all this stuff. It just makes me feel much more feminine.
Aw.
Yay.
Light at the end of the wig.
So excited to be fit, fabulous, living a healthy lifestyle. I like it. It feels natural and it feels how I'm supposed to be.
Interesting use of questions there. I wonder if that was production being like, do you feel natural now? And she went off to peg him. Right, my lovelies, I've got some thoughts. Well, what a trip in the most bonkers direction did today's video go. I feel like this was quite a look into the psyche of what cross-sex hormonal replacement can look like at extreme ends, shall we say. Definitely one for the memory books. I feel like I've kind of said everything that I want to say in this episode. And you know what? It's so unpredictable watching this show because I don't know what's coming in the next one, but I can't wait for you to see with me, my loves. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen right here. Let me know what you think about what we've seen in today's episode in the comments box below because it's just bonked girl. Ooh. Today's Luxeria Labs subscriber shout out goes to Dungeon Bimbo. Thank you so much for subscribing to my second channel here on YouTube, Luxeria Labs, which is my photography, tech, and travel channel. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next videos, subscriber shout out, make sure you go and subscribe to Luxeria Labs. The link is pinned in the comments box below. And with that, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Orkos Samoji, Ariadia X, Asgardians, Becky Johnson, Cameron Pittman, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Finn Dunham, James A. Zengirl, Jenny Wood, Leanne Jones, Lenore, Les Banana, Mo Sherman, Morgan Lathay, Ms. Kiss, Paolo Rivera, Sky Dorim, Steffutech, and TNS Mum. And you know what, my loves? I think I'm going to leave it on the note of don't become a human sex doll. No. Gay, femme, queer, queen.